This is a farmer field school in Sabi Number 1, a village outside Kumasi, Ghana, where cocoa farmers have come to learn how to improve their farming skills and methods.
Her problem is with black pods, so she's come here to learn how to manage the black pods in her farm.
This school, like many others across Ghana and other countries in West Africa, is part of what is called the Sustainable Tree Crop Program, funded by the World Cocoa Foundation and its partners, including the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and is implemented by the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, the IITA, with the active assistance of the Ghana Cocoa Board. The school is premised on a number of basic facts. Cocoa is the primary and often the sole source of income for the thousands and thousands of farmers in the region. In fact, many leave jobs in the city to take to cocoa farming as a source of guaranteed income for their retirement years.
The first time I was working at Kra, and I see that in future, if I don't farm, I'll find it very difficult when I became old. So I started saying I'll come and farm.
The problem is that although farmers depend on cocoa for a living, they suffer significant loss of crop and income due to pests, diseases, and poor farming methods. They have little or no exposure to simple but effective ways of solving these problems by employing natural means of pest control or diversifying their production to include other crops. It is precisely this need that the Farmers Field Schools serve. They provide farmers practical, hands-on training in low-cost, efficient farming methods.
So we have developed training material, training curriculum, protocols on cocoa pest and disease management. And we have used the Farmer Field School method of training as an extension approach to bring these improved technologies to farmers so that they can improve upon crop husbandry, they can improve on their yields and improve their incomes as well.
This Farmer Field School in Sabi Number 1 is typical of the many such schools in Ghana and West Africa, except for the fact that the students here are often gray-haired farmers. In many ways, it is like a regular school.
Amen. Amen. Collins. Saradonko.
A recap of what we learned 2 weeks ago. What does the Miris, what do they do in the farm?
The lessons involve the farmers going into the field using scientific method, yes, rudimentary, but truly scientific method of collecting and analyzing data about soil condition, status of cocoa trees and pods, position of the sun, for example. Data which is analyzed and recorded using drawings and texts in the farmer's native Chui language.
Representatives of each data collection team then present their findings to the class.
This is when there is a high level of humidity in the farm, predisposes the farm to a black pod. Thank you.
Thousands of farmers have participated in these schools in Ghana and neighboring Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Liberia, and Nigeria. The results have been impressive. Graduates readily speak of the new skills that they have learned.
When we have ropes or epiphytes climbing the tree, we are told to cut it. What I learned is that when you have moss on the trunk, you add salt water and then you scrape it.
These new skills have meant improved yields. Improved yields have, in turn, translated into increased income of between 15 to 55%.
It has helped in the yield improvement, so she has some money to keep her kids in school.
Increased income from cocoa also means a better quality of life for farmers who spend their extra income building or renovating homes. The success of the Farmers Fields School program reflects the careful planning and thought that go into setting up the schools and designing the curriculum.
So it's basically taking technical material and then putting it in a simpler form.
One of the key features of these schools is that they draw on the experience of farmers.
We've gotten to a point where scientists have realized that it will be important for scientists to understand the kind of farming practice that farmers have adopted since time immemorial.
In designing and planning the schools, careful thought is also given to the process for selecting the farmers who will participate in the training program.
So one is the fellow must be a cocoa farmer, and he must live in the community. He must be somebody who is interested to work with others in a group.
Particular attention is also given to the types and locations of the farms that will be used for the schools.
The farm must be a farm where we have management problems which will enhance teaching and learning. But it should not be an abandoned farm which is grown to bush. We are not laborers.
Emphasis is also placed on using local talent as instructors, trainers, and facilitators.
Be clapping for them, be clapping for them. Be clapping for them, be clapping for them.
The master trainer who helps train the facilitators is also a Ghanaian. Richard Asare, an expert on tree diversification. In fact, he literally wrote the book on tree diversification used in the farmers' field schools in Ghana, is also a Ghanaian.
The benefits farmers gain from improved farming methods, including increased income that enable them to send their children to school, give rise to new needs. Meeting the need for new teachers is what this school in Bichem, the St. Joseph Teachers Training College, is all about.
That our graduates from this academic year will be trained to go out to the junior high schools to teach mathematics, science.
Working through IFESH, the International Foundation for Education and Self-Help, the World Cocoa Foundation supports the school's efforts.
The World Cocoa Foundation, which sponsored IFESH to give us a computer, a photocopier, and a laminating machine.
The need to provide education for students in cocoa-growing communities is matched perhaps only by the need for adequate health care. One of the principal health problems here, like in much of Africa, is malaria.
We've lost a lot of lives due to that in this community.
Family Health International, with the support from World Cocoa Foundation, is implementing an education program on malaria and HIV in 4 cocoa-growing communities within Ghana in 2 regions, Ashanti and Western region.
Given the crucial role cocoa farming plays here, at the end of the day, providing quality education and health care and improved standards of living in these communities depend largely on successful cocoa farming, as they say here.
But cocoa is Ghana and Ghana is cocoa.
This is why efforts to improve cocoa farming, such as the farmers' field schools, are so critical. These schools not only improve farming skills, they provide opportunities for farmers to learn how to work together to solve larger community problems. There is, therefore, an obvious need to expand the program to reach out to even more farmers.
Absolutely. We're also trying to document the positive impacts that farmer field schools are having, and then develop that model for other partners, development partners in the sub-region, that they take it and scale it up.
At bottom, cocoa farming here is a way of life, passed on from one generation to the other, from father to son.
From 5 years, I've been working with my father, and I've taken my father's hobby to be my hobby. So I like farming with.
Expanding the program to reach even more farmers will thus ensure that they can pass on to future generations of farmers improved methods of farming and, by extension, a better quality of life. Thus, giving true meaning to the saying, cocoa is Ghana and Ghana is cocoa.